Hello, everyone, and welcome to the lesson on how to build an application with AI without knowing how to code. Today, with AI, supposedly anyone can. But there is an important point here. AI does not replace thinking. It strengthens it. We still need to know how to define a problem, build a solution, and in this lesson, we will talk about these things. Understand how to work correctly with the tools, build a showcase application, connect it to a CRM lead system, understand what all these things mean, and talk a bit about basic security concepts. We will work with a platform called Lovable, create a lead marketing mechanism and a smart form, and set up a CRM system and inquiry management in an organized way. As I said in the introduction, in the past, development was a long and expensive process, based almost entirely on developers' time. If we wanted to build something, we needed specifications, planning, budget, a team, and time. We depended on the team lead or the CEO or our own budget if we were independent entrepreneurs. Today, AI allows us to significantly shorten the process, but it is still not magic. It does not mean that anyone who writes one sentence gets a great product or even a working product. The real difference is the ability to define the problem correctly, understand who we are building for, and what business outcome we want to achieve. As a product manager, I will talk to you about these things. So let's talk a bit about working principles with AI. AI does not replace thinking. It makes it more efficient. A clear problem will lead to a precise solution. A vague problem will lead to a less good result. Therefore, when working with AI, it is important to give context, examples, clear goals, and then improve in iterations, meaning a cyclic process. I do not expect the tool to get it perfectly on the first attempt. I build a dialogue with it, define, test, consult, improve, and refine until the result serves the business goal. What is vibe coding? This is a term you may have encountered, so let's clarify it. Vibe coding is a situation where AI writes the code for us, and we manage the process. Instead of sitting and writing every line, we say what we want to get. UI, user interface. Logic, database where data is stored. Forms, automations. And the system builds accordingly based on our instructions. It is fast, quite simple, and very efficient for building an MVP, which in product terms means minimum viable product, an initial product that we can test with our target audience and the market and check if there is a match. Examples of tools in this approach: ChatGPT, Codex, Claude Code, Lovable, Base 44, Google AI Studio, and others. The big advantage is that you don't have to be a programmer to start, but you do need to know how to explain well, test, and fix, and that is what we will learn today. Another common approach today is called IDE, which is already a full development environment. Here we have more control, depth, and suitability for complex systems or development teams. Tools include Cursor, VS Code, Copilot, and others. But for small businesses or those who want to move fast, this is usually not the right starting point. So today we will not go deep into it. We will leave it for another lesson and focus on a simpler approach: no code and vibe coding through Lovable. As we said, the advantages of vibe coding: fast development. We can build applications extremely quickly. Significant cost reduction. We are not dependent on management or budget. It is accessible to everyone, suitable even for people without technical background, and we will discuss adjustments according to your experience. We can test ideas, validate MVPs quickly in the market, and also move forward with real code. We can later use platforms like GitHub to expand and maintain the product. Right now, we don't need it, but it's important to know the term. When talking about advantages, we should also mention disadvantages. Less control over architecture, more dependency on the platform, less suitable for critical systems like security or medical systems or highly regulated systems. There are also security risks if we don't check permissions and data access. The message is not that everything is possible, but that we can build fast if we know what to check and when to involve professionals. What will we build today? A full flow. We will start with a showcase app that creates trust, add a lead form, connect everything to a CRM system, and from a business perspective, the next step is converting a lead into a paying customer. In Lovable, we will create a project, build the interface, set up a database and a leads table. Everything starts from business understanding. We define need, solution, target audience. When we think in a product way, the product will come out right. We define the need, what problem we solve, the solution, the app or website we build, and the target audience, who we build for. We open Lovable, which is a web platform accessible to everyone. It has a free tier and a paid plan for extended usage. Now we move to actual building. We are not building a generic site. We are building a system that generates leads. For example, a business consultant. We want to create trust, connection, and credibility. We define a prompt. Hero section, personal story, services, benefits, CTA, call to action, and a lead form. We run it. Within seconds, the system generates a site. We see the sections: My Story, Services, Get in Touch. It's a one-page site, which is fine at this stage. Now we improve. We use plan mode to avoid wasting tokens. Tokens are like credits. We refine the About section, make it more personal and relatable. The system suggests improvements: quotes, better copy, personal story, softer visuals. We approve and apply. Next, we refine services. Instead of vague descriptions, we define clear value: what you get, for whom, and what the next step is. We improve the UI and CTA buttons. Next, we add a structured form with validation, define fields, and store submissions in a database with timestamps. We create secure handling via edge functions and a thank you page. We enable cloud services, choose region, Europe, and see the database structure: ID, name, phone, email, message, timestamp. Then we create a CRM system with dashboard, conversion rates, traffic sources, and response times. We define pipeline statuses: new, contacted, converted, lost. We log in, access the dashboard, and see metrics like total leads, conversion rate, and response time. We create demo leads and test the system. Leads appear and can be updated. We test the form live, submit data, and verify it appears in the CRM. Next tip: always ask, what else? We ask for integrations like email notifications, Slack, lead enrichment, and AI classification. We add AI-generated email drafts based on user messages. Now comes an important part: security. Data is our responsibility. We must check access, permissions, and exposure. We can publish the site, connect a domain, and run security checks. The system may say everything is fine, but we should still verify manually or with professionals. We check things like row-level security and access control. Even if everything looks fine, don't rely on it 100%. In the end, what we built is not just a website or an app. We built a business process, a page that creates trust, a form that collects leads, a system that manages them, a CRM with pipeline and dashboard, automations and integrations, and AI capabilities. And the most important message? We are not building apps for the sake of building apps. We are solving real problems. We choose a real problem, build a small MVP, test it, get feedback, and improve iteratively. If the product is too polished, it's probably not a true MVP. Before going live, consult professionals, check legal requirements like GDPR, and make sure everything is compliant. And finally, build, experiment, feel it. These platforms are evolving constantly, and possibilities keep growing. Good luck, and thank you.